So it's obviously within Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that hip flexibility is very important, okay? One thing I like to see everyone be able to do is be able to go ahead and kind of go into this butterfly position, feet together, knees come down inside, and then you can be able to stand up straight, or you can bring your belly button towards your feet. But unfortunately, I see a lot of guys who hang out here, and they hang out here, and they feel a lot of stretch within their inner thighs, okay? So what are some things you can do to kind of stretch? Obviously, you can try to get your legs down a little bit more. Obviously, you can try to lean a little bit more forward, okay? But here's something else you can try and do to get a little more flexibility is, me being a physical therapist, I like to do a lot of manual type treatments. So what you can do is do your own manual treatments, or specifically a soft tissue mobilization to the inner thighs. What I'm going to use as my tool, it's just my elbow. All I'm going to do is find a spot within your adductors, within your groin, maybe within the top of the the inner quad, maybe a little bit in the hamstring. Hamstring's going a little bit too low, so it's hard to get, but you can definitely get that inner quad pretty good. Find a spot that just really doesn't feel good. If it hurts, you definitely need to have a little time to try to loosen up those tissues, okay? So what you can do is you can press down, you can oscillate back and forth, but I'd rather you just go ahead and sit down, find a spot that hurts, and just hang and sink. Our muscles are mainly made out of water, so what should happen is I should be able to sink my muscle and they're really good and they should spread out apart. I can kind of sink into the bone, but when muscles are tense in that area because of a knot, or there's going to be an accumulation of connective tissue that's growth in there, what you need to do is really break it up with some pressure, okay? So if you push it down, hang out, find a very tender spot. So we can actually kick it up a notch a little more, is instead of just pushing down, that might take a little while, but you want to find the area of greatest restriction. So what you can do is push down and then kind of go to the side, or go towards the knee, towards the groin, go in a diagonal. What you want to find is a spot that just doesn't want to move as much, or the one that hurts the most. So for me, if I push my elbow going this way, that doesn't feel as good. So that's where I'm going to go. Instead of just pushing down, if you find the tightest spot, that muscle should be able to release a lot faster. I'll probably do that for about 20 to 30 seconds. I'm going to move on to the next spot, find another spot that hurts. Here's another one right through there, and then I'll do the other side. Then afterwards, I want you to go ahead and try to stretch out a little bit more. Bring the knees down, see if you can get a little more range of motion. See if you can, if you kind of get to this point, then see can you go ahead and roll forward, get that pelvis to tilt forward a little more to get even more of a stretch through the inner thighs. So try that for a couple minutes per day and see if that helps out with your overall range of motion.